For this card, I don't know what to say. Honestly, I tried my best to do my research for everybody else, but it just didn't cut it, and I'm just gonna predict the main card along with you. Um, I don't
Yeah,
think
Matt Silva as well.
I don't think we're the only podcast to do this. I've seen on Twitter a few other people who are like just cutting it half and just doing the main card.
Well,
Um,
it's tough to put your name on something when you don't really have a clue. I mean, sure, there
yeah,
are people out there who know these fighters who know something, but it's really hard to research on people you've never heard of or fights you've never seen. Unless I
yeah,
put a name, if I'm gonna make a pick, an educated pick is something I really truly believe. I'm not just gonna give you guys feedback. That's why where we made this podcast was to give you real, honest opinions.
yeah, exactly. So let's just start it off. Yuri Alcantara versus Hakon Diaz. For those of you who don't know, Yuri is a very exciting fighter. Both of his last two wins are by decision, but this kid, I see him being a prospect, and I have him winning by decision against Hakon Diaz. What about you?
I'm not entirely sure. He's an amazing fighter. First time I didn't know much about him. First time I saw him was the Bomagala fight, which was his last fight. And he wants to touch gloves, and he need him in this thing. And he's that kind of guy, he touch gloves, but he doesn't want to touch gloves. He's there fighting business. He has a wicked awesome ground game, and it's even harder than he can do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah,
And I don't see Diaz really posing that much of a threat. I mean, he's 21-1, but then another guy he trains at Nova Aldo too, with
yeah,
Jose Aldo. It's his UFC debut. It's his first big show. His first big test. He
yep,
faced that all concert all the way.
yeah. He
Lucky
actually,
Cara.
ac- actually, Diaz was one of the 300 to apply for Tough Brazil, and he didn't make the show, but somehow he made the main card. So
That's strange.
yeah, that exactly. So I guess it's just a guy they're picking to make Yuri look good. So I just got to go with Yuri, especially being a negative 275 favorite. You know. All right, next fight. Oh, this fight I'm excited for. One of the few. Fabricio Verdun versus Mike Rousseau. I have Fabricio, of course, winning by submission. What about you?
I think everybody does.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, against Roy Nelson, he showcased his stand up. I don't know if that's what he's going to do in this fight. I think he's going to do that and then finish the fight off on the ground. But of course,
Well, now he's the complete package now. Well, people, if you don't know Fabrizio Verdum, Pride legend, Strike Force fighter, he was a six-time EDCC medalist. Like, he got the gold a few times, but silver and bronze. He's a 13-time Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu medalist. And this last fight with Roy, they showed his striking. He's now probably the most complete fighter in the heavyweight division as far as well-rounded.
yeah,
And Junior may be the best striker, and Mir may have the best guard, but Verdum is by far the most well-rounded heavyweight in the UFC.
yeah, I have to agree with you on that. Mike Rousseau, who did he fight last? Who was his last fight?
He has three wins. It was John Von Olive. He's so sweet that Shane Carr
Uh,
was supposed to fight, but Shane got hurt. I can't
yeah,
just John Von Olive.
yeah, Inamo, John Olive Inamo, and then John Madsen, Todd Duffy. The thing is with Mike Rousseau, man, this guy is like, I don't know, he's undefeated in the UFC. He was losing so bad against Todd Duffy. This is the fight that sticks out to me the most. He was losing so bad, and then at the very end, with like 2 minutes left, he just knocks out Todd Duffy cold. That was the most shocking thing I've ever seen. And I don't know. I mean, if you want to bet Mike Rousseau, it is a good bet. I think he's like plus four. Yeah, he's like no, actually on now he's up to 415. So
Really?
yeah, he's at 415. I mean, it's not like a bet.
Because nobody's betting on him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to call it the upset of this entire card, that would have to be it. So it's a good bet. Not don't put too much on it, but I'm going with Fabricio all the way. Now the featherweight bout for the Tough Brazil finalist, Godofro Pepe versus Rony Bezerra. I have Pepe winning by submission. Who do you have?
I only saw, right before I left up here for Alaska, I only saw one episode of The Ultimate Fighter Brazil. It was the very first episode where they all fought in the house. And I thought it was so funny because I didn't pay attention after that. So the very first episode, and the two guys that stuck out to me were Pepe and Jason. Those are the two guys that I like. And right now they're meeting each other in the final.
Yeah,
And, Pepe, he's undefeated. I think he's left the first round one time. He's always finished his opponents. I think he's never gone to the decision, but he's only left the first round once, which is the reason why I favor Pepe. But
yeah.
Jason's no slouch. He trains with Team Noguera.
Mhm.
He's only got three losses, and two of those were Valley Judo matches, which are very little rules.
Yeah.
All these things goes in those fights.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So,
yeah, go with Pepe.
All right, and we'll move on to the middleweight bout finalist, Cesar Ferreira versus Sergio Moraz. Um, really, didn't really watch these episodes that much either, but from what I saw in the highlights and the research that I was able to do, I have Cesar winning by TKO. What about you?
I want Ferrer to 6-2. He trains at Extreme Couture. He's got probably some of the heaviest hands ever in the competition. And he's going up against Moraes, who's
Yeah.
6-1. He trains another guy. Team prepared. The pair
Yeah.
has two guys in the final.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's pretty cool. But submission specialist, and it'll be an interesting fight. It's a contrast style of a guy who wants to start and a guy who wants to grapple. And we'll see who can implement their game plan better. But I'm going with Ferrer for now.
Yeah, exactly. So they're training with Extreme Couture also, and Sergio's actually coming as a replacement because the real finalist got injured, so he's just coming as a replacement, and as he says, are being prepared. Now the main event, yeah, the main event, Wanderlei Silva versus Rich Franklin, number two. Um, First of all, what are your thoughts on the actual main event of this fight? Are you interested to see this fight or not?
If it was free on television, I'd watch it, and I'll watch replays of it. I don't really want to pay money to see it, and I'm not going to pay money to see it. But
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be a good fight. They're both legends of the sport. They're both awesome, but they're both on the track downhill. It's pretty much what is it? Hold on, I have it written down here. Rich Franklin, he's won two of his last nine fights. Silva's won three of his last nine. Both these guys, how are they in a main event? How are they facing each other? They're both. They haven't won the majority of their fights in recent years. Rich Franklin hasn't even fought in a year and a half since Fort Griffin, and that was February of last year.
Yeah. Well, it's the injury bug, man. That's what happens when the injury bug hits. We get this type of yeah, exactly. Well, Wanderlei's last fight, of course, Kung Lee TKO victory. Rich Franklin's Forrest Griffin decision loss. I think this is gonna play out the same way it did in the first one. I see Rich Franklin winning the decision. Wanderlei Silva very exciting. Of course, is he's one of the most exciting fighters ever. Um, there's a catchweight bout at 190, but I see Rich Franklin just being smarter, knowing what to expect from Wanderlei and just pulling off a decision like he did last time. Who do you have?
Well, it's those small changes. Last time it was Rich who was at 185 and Vanderlei who was at 205. And Rich who had a really rough run. He was working his way back to 205. And Vanderlei who was trying to cut down. And it's like, all right, hey, you're going up, I'm coming down to catch weight, meet in the middle. Well, now they're switching roles where Vanderlei's already been at 180. He's at 185. He's been there a while. Rich fought at 205 the last couple times, and now he's going down. So it's the opposite way of the last fight. But I don't think it'll matter that much. I'm going for Rich, and I don't see how you have a decision. It's a 5-round fight. I don't really think it'll go 5 rounds, but both these guys are going there swinging. I'm going for knockout.
You're going for knockout by Rich. I mean, it can go because Wanderlei's been knocked out several times. So has Rich Franklin. Um,
Yeah, I'm going for Rich.
yeah. So honestly, UFC 147, it at one point was like the most anticipated card ever, and now it's probably the most hated card, especially because it's on pay-per-view. So
That's what they're estimating the least pay-per-view I've ever. And fun fact for you guys, if you both were doing prop bets, do not bet submission. Because I was actually doing my research, and Rich Franklin has had 35 fights total. Vanderlei Silva has had 47 fights total. So that's 82 fights between them. Neither of them has ever been submitted. Ever.
well,
So if you guys do, I'm sure if you look at the prop bet, submission's probably really high, but I wouldn't do it.
yeah. I mean, it's just a waste of money with those stats. But any last words before you go off to fishing, man? We've predicted both cards.
This will probably be the last time you guys hear from me for quite a while. Right now we're getting the boat ready, and actually we had to leave Thursday, which sucks because I may not have reception to figure out what's happening Friday for the fights, which I really do care about.
Yeah.
I'll be back actually in a month or so, and I'll be back in reception, and I'll try and talk to you guys some things out there. And then a month after that, I'll be back on the show, all back to normal.
Yeah, exactly. And trust us, guys. We're gonna just skyrocket and just do our best to get this show out there.
Oh
Hope.
yeah, when I come back, we're gonna get some nice editing software, and the show is gonna
Yeah,
really boom up.
yeah. Hopefully in the next couple weeks, I have some time and start working on the website that we can get it up because I know we've had some contacts that want to feature us also, but we want to have our own website also. So we'll probably get that working, and then after that, it's just the sky's the limit, bro. So that's it for UFC 147. You can follow us on IzzyBoy121 at Twitter, and then MaddDogg is MaddDogg Meller. I don't know why he has two G's and two D's. I have no idea, but that's his Twitter.
I'm not good.
And then our combined account is the Sixth Round PC. Um, and of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. And I guess that's it. Anything else, Mad, before you leave forever?
Yeah, subscribe to us and because on Twitter, we're on there all the time. We love to talk fights. We'll talk to anybody about fight. Find us, we'll follow back, we'll talk to you. That's what we do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you'll probably argue with Matt because he always picks
Yeah,
the
I like talking.
he always that's all he does on Twitter is argue his horrible picks. So we'll see what
Oh,
happens.
okay. Don't give you horrible picks. Let's look at our track record, buddy.
Our track record. I don't know what you're talking about, but all right. So that's it. Have fun, man. Be safe out there. I know it's a dangerous job, so good luck.
All right.
Until next
I'll
time.
get back to you guys soon. Have a good one.
All right, you too, man. See ya.